Before continuing, I just want to give you a quick warning as the following video contains graphic content, so viewer discretion is advised. It is no secret that there are things in nature that don't always make sense to us. The wild is, well, a wild place, and seemingly anything can happen. The video was uploaded by a channel named WTF Outdoors, went viral after it was uploaded on August 2nd of this year. Now it has 17.5 million views. The video shows footage of a dead whale floating on the sea off the California coast, and the most shocking moment is when the whale explodes like a scene out of a bloody horror movie. This is not something for the faint-hearted, but the voyeurs inside of us, it is kind of amazing to see, I must say. Even though this scene might be strange to us, it's not something out of the norm. So, this begs the question, why exactly do whales explode? Do all animals explode when they die? Some beachgoers have come across a whale's or a dolphin's dead body washed up on the shore. This is called cetacean stranding or beaching, and it refers to when large cetaceans, aka aquatic animals, strand themselves on land, usually on a beach. Cetaceans often die on the beach due to dehydration, or by collapsing under their own weight, since they feel the effects of gravity more strongly when they're out of the water, or they drown when high tide covers the blowhole. Their washed up dead bodies then get very bloated, start smelling, and eventually explode. But in case you've been living in the carcass of a dead whale at the bottom of the ocean, you probably didn't hear this story about some people in Oregon trying to remove a sperm whale carcass from a beach in 1970. The whale was too heavy to move, and the locals couldn't cut it up as it would create one hell of a big mess. People didn't know what to do with it or how to discard the body. So they blew it up by putting tons of dynamite underneath the body, hoping it would blow into tiny pieces so scavengers could eat them. I mean, it's not the worst idea. However, it went terribly wrong, as massive chunks of the whale's innards showered the crowd of onlookers, even those standing up to a mile away, and the foul smell of dead meat lingered for days on end. After doing some research, I found out that after a whale dies, its organs, stomach contents, bacteria, and everything begin to decompose. During decomposition, various gases like methane and carbon dioxide are produced within its body. But since there is a thick layer of blubber under the skin of whales, the gases cannot escape. Thus, they begin to build up inside the whale's body, causing it to bloat. Just like when we get bloated after eating too much Taco Bell. But instead of exploding, we fart to release the gases. Since the body of a whale is so large, it produces more gases that increase the pressure inside of their bodies. Eventually, due to the increased pressure, the gases suddenly force the carcass to pop open. And this explains why whales' bodies explode when they die. This process doesn't just take place in whales, it takes place in all dead animals, including us humans. Usually, this process doesn't produce enough gas to cause their bodies to explode. Not only because they are smaller animals, but also because their holes are looser. Land animals don't have to worry about always keeping water out of their orifices. Whales do, and many whale species dive to incredible depths where there's incredible pressure, so they must have, tight holes. These whales also get heavy when they are beached, since their bodies are not supported by the water in the same way that they usually are. This means the pressure they experience when lying on the ground causes their orifices to seal shut. So, long story short, when you've got a gigantic animal with a lot of gas building up inside of it that has no way to escape, well, you're setting the stage for a bloody explosion. Usually, a dead whale becomes food for hundreds of animals in the sea. Its carcass will sink down to the bottom of the ocean and create a little ecosystem for the bottom feeders. But sometimes the whale may float on the surface due to air in its lungs or the gases that build up. So So that's what probably resulted in the interesting video we talked about at the start. Now, smaller whales usually don't explode like their larger counterparts because sea scavengers can break them down pretty quickly. And if they ever get beached and need to be taken back out into the ocean, it's easy to do that. But larger whales, like sperm whales, can weigh up to 100,000 pounds, and dealing with this is a hell of a nightmare. Oftentimes, the solution to remove them is to first cut them into pieces, but looking at this video, a little cutty can lead to a little explosion. Ugh, look at the steam coming out. Gross. Imagine the stench coming out of that dead body. It must have been awful. I got nauseous just by watching this. So yeah, the whale didn't explode because it ate a bunch of firecrackers for lunch, but because of the decomposition process. And the next time you see a dead whale washed up on shore, don't come near it, or touch it, or do anything else stupid, like jumping on it. Because it's gonna explode, and that's how you'll turn into a carcass as well.